little bit over 60 days until the start of Q4, the fourth quarter, the holiday art buying season, which means it's time to start getting our Instagram profiles in order. Okay. And here's where I need some feedback from you guys. And I've done this before in the past, in years previous, and it's been a big hit. And I know you guys like it. So the plan is to start doing a bunch of them. What am I talking about? I'm talking about individual audits of your guys' Instagram profiles on these live videos, screen shared so everyone can see, break down what you're doing on Instagram, what you're doing correctly, where you're potentially leaving money on the table. And so the feedback I need on that is, one, I can do a bunch of those on live broadcasts, and I'm going to talk about some general principles that I find that most artists and photographers screw up on Instagram. But two, I guess the big question that I have for you guys is, if I was able to automate Instagram audit reports, would that be something that you are interested in? And what I have is I have software that can scan your entire Instagram profile. It can look at your profile data. It can look at your follower count. It can look at the number of posts that you're doing. It can look at your average caption length. It can look at how much engagement your posts are getting. Would you guys find it valuable if I created that, where you could essentially just send me your Instagram handle and then I would run this automatic audit on your profile? Okay, Janice is in. I would run this audit on your profile and then spit back all of that data, because I think I'm going to spend all day tomorrow cooking this thing up so that I can do a bunch of your guys' audits at scale, which I think would be a good idea. So if that does sound interesting, definitely leave me a comment and say yes. You would definitely be excited about that, because I think, like, it's really helpful. It's really helpful to know what you're doing right and know what you're not doing right on Instagram, to know what you potentially need to improve. No, chapters from childhood, it's something I would just do for anyone. Yes, I might give preference to the people that are on the platform, but anything that I do on here, I do for everybody. It doesn't matter to me whether you're a customer or a follower or not. Okay, so Lolo dot is in too. Yeah, I don't have the time, obviously, to look at every single solitary one of yours individually, but I do want to talk about, okay, Lisa saying she's into, I want to talk about a little bit, at a high level, like some of the things that we need to take care of. Okay. And I can see some of you guys leaving Instagram comments, and I know you guys are already breaking the rules. Okay. You're already breaking the rules. And it's important to say, like, I want to say this at a high level. Instagram is the most important social media platform for selling art. One, it's pretty much the most popular. Two, it's a giant visual search engine. Three, every single solitary survey of the top art buyers across the United States, in Europe, all say that Instagram plays the most profound role in influencing buying decisions. And that's true at the very top of the market. That's true at the mid level of the market. That's true at just starting out, if you have like much lower price points and you're not established. So we have to take our Instagram profile very seriously. I should also mention that, when we buy things on Amazon, right? Or we're contemplating buying something, what do? We go to Amazon and we go and look at the reviews, right? Is this thing a good product? Should I buy it? Are people complaining about it? Is it crap? Is it going to break? Are people having a good experience? No different than our buying behavior, most of the United States buying behavior, reading reviews on Amazon. The reading reviews on Amazon for artists and photographers is, go to their Instagram profile. Does this look like an artist that's on the up and up? Do they have an active profile? Are they actively posting? Are people engaging with their content? And if the answer to that question is no, you've sort of failed the reviews test. You sort of failed the smell test. Now, the good news in all of this is something that you can absolutely get in order well ahead of Q4, which is why we're talking about this on August 13th instead of October 13th, right? Because there's plenty of time to start doing and putting in place the right behavior before Black Friday, Cyber Monday, the entire Q4 buying season comes. So I want to talk about some things generally that you need to be aware of, that I want you guys paying attention to, that's very important. And I want to start with your profile photo. Okay. Your profile photo is incredibly important. Okay. And I say this as someone that I don't have any profile photos on any of my stuff on Instagram or Facebook or anything else. You won't see any photos of me at all because I hate being photographed. My wife will tell you, she's constantly trying to get me to smile and get in photographs. I absolutely hate being in front of the camera. I despise it. I loathe it. I detest it. So for those of you that have opted to do something artsy for your Instagram profile photo, stop. Unless you're 100% on brand, okay, and your whole brand centers around your logo, put a profile photo that is you, such that if I saw it, I could immediately identify you. And make sure it's a high quality photo, you guys. Make sure it's a high quality photo. Now, this applies only to the people that are trying to sell art and photography, okay, that are trying to build a business. If you're trying to be edgy or artsy or someone that doesn't care about that, go on, do you. Don't worry about it. But if you are actually trying to build a business, people like doing business with people that they can see, they can understand, and they know who they are, right? So that a relationship forms, right? And I'm sort of picking on Anna Maria here, who's got a nice little polka dot logo, but I don't know what Anna Maria looks like. And I bet if I go to Anna Maria's profile, is there anything on her profile that accurately tells me who she is, that she's a human being I might want to forge a relationship with, and yes, eventually buy art from? I don't know because I can't tell, and I probably glossed over it already. So do not underestimate how important the doggone profile photo is of you guys, okay? I recommend ahead of the holiday buying season to have one with your smiling face on it, okay? And it's not a make it or break it rule, right? But as a general rule of thumb, 50% of art sales are the caliber, the quality, the meritocracy on the art itself, okay? But the other 50% is who is the artist? Who is this human being that I'm going to potentially purchase their creations? Is it someone that I know? Is it someone that I would potentially have a relationship with? Yeah, Francis Schmidt goes, first impression. Exactly right. That's what it is. And yet, why are so many people running around with artsy photos that you can't see or some weird thing? Your art can tell the story. For everything else, you're the one at the conference running. Everyone's got stickers on their chest that says, hello, my name is, and you're running around with nothing. Like it just sends the wrong signal, in my opinion. Okay. You have your entire profile to show how incredibly artistic you are. But for the doggone photo, your profile photo, and it's funny because I'm looking at all of them scrolling through, we want to see a nice picture of your smiling face. Okay. We just do. It doesn't matter if you're on vacation or if you're doing something that you like, but please take the time, get a decent doggone profile photo. Okay. If it is some crappy looking snapshot that screams this person does not have a camera, it's out of focus, it's dark, you can't see what's going on. People make value judgments based on that, and they make them immediately. And immediately after that value judgment is made, they're deciding whether they're hanging around or they're gone. So important, okay? And this doesn't apply for everyone. It applies for you guys that are trying to sell things, okay? You're trying to build a relationship and you're trying to sell things, okay? Now look, you see this Quality Framing NYC that just joined? That's a different business. That's a framing business. That doesn't necessarily have to be about the person. They can have a logo like they do on theirs. But you are an individual content creator. Whatever your content is, whether you're an artist, you're a photographer, you're making other creations, we want to see your smiling face, okay? You want people to feel like they can have a relationship with you. The sooner that you do that, the better off you're going to be. And there are a million AI apps out there now, by the way, that can make your photo look like a beautiful headshot, that can retouch it in an instant, okay? That can make it look incredible. So that is no longer an excuse. It is very, very easy to get a high quality, touched up, you looking dialed in, I see who this person is, and I love it, right? And when you have that alone, that's already part of the battle, okay? So that when I'm scrolling at a million miles an hour, I get to see your smiling face. I get to know what you look like, okay? And say, this is a person that I can understand who they are. I can have a relationship with them because, again, 50% of art sales is the quality of the art. 50% of art sales, who is the artist, okay? That brings me to the next point. Everybody needs to audit their post makeup, okay? And it cannot 100% be just about your art. Look at your guys' profiles now. You can't really do that because you're watching a live. If I go to your profile, okay, this is the test. This is the test. If I go to your profile and all I see are images of your art, carousels of your art in process, which I love, I'm not knocking that, but your art, my feeling is you've lost. You've lost. And the analogy that I like to give is like, let's say I have kids, so I'm going to use a kid's example. Just do whatever. Let's say my kid got invited to a birthday party. Okay. And I've got to go to the birthday party. I loathe going to these birthday parties. That's a side tangent. I don't want to talk about it. But I hate going to these birthday parties, and I have to go in and I have to meet a bunch of parents that I've never met before. Right. So, okay. What are the rules when you go to that birthday party? You're going to engage in conversations. You're going to introduce yourself. You're going to say, oh, hi. And it's going to get into where do you live and what do you do for a living and what does your kid do? You have normal conversations, okay, where you ask them questions, they ask you questions. If your Instagram profile is 100% just your art, that is no different than going into that party and just going, I'm an artist, I'm an artist, I'm an artist. I'm an artist, I create art, I'm an artist, I'm an artist, I'm an artist, I'm an artist. That's great, Patrick. Is there anything else that you do? Yes, I'm an artist, I'm an artist, I'm an artist, buy my art. You need to have an Instagram profile that attempts to start a relationship with potential buyers. If you are trying to sell art and photography, you need to start a relationship with your potential buyers. You can't do that if I come to your profile and it is just art, 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 art. There has to be something personal about you. Has to be, okay? I have to be able to learn something about you that I wouldn't know otherwise, that you are interested in, that you like to do, that things that make you tick, things that make you interesting, passions that you might have, passions that I might share with you, okay? You guys have got to show a little bit of the personal side. And no one's saying you have to become a Kardashian, okay? That you have to become a reality TV star and a camera is going to follow you around all day. But what else do you do that is not art, photography, selling creations related? All of you guys have things. You could be a dog person. You could be a cat person. You could be into gardening. You could like reading. You could love travel. You could surf all the time. You could ride horses. Okay. You could be into classic cars or vintage Vespas, or maybe you like to go paddle boarding, or maybe you're into crochet. It doesn't matter what the it is, but you've got to give people a little window into who you are as an artist that has nothing to do with your art. And the easiest way to start rewiring your brain a little bit, for those of you that are not doing this, ask yourself, start a weekly exercise and just ask yourself, what is something that I can post this week that has absolutely nothing to do with my art? Nothing. Your kids, your car, your house, a meal you cooked, what's in your garden, what's in your garage, other art on your wall. Don't make it about art, but you've got to give us a little window into who you are as a human being. If you do that, what you are going to find is that Instagram goes out and takes these. Number one, anyone that comes to your profile is going to realize you're a human being and not just an artist. Huge win right out of the gates. Number two, Instagram is going to go ahead and say, ooh, normally this person just posts all about art. This time it was them and their dog. Let's go and show this photo to a bunch of people that like dogs. And then it goes and shows the photo to a bunch of people that like dogs. And then inevitably, people that like dogs click on that photo, come to your profile, and then they learn that you're an artist, right? And then they learn you're an artist. And this is classic because Ian Rendell knows me, although I don't really support Chelsea anymore. You could be in trouble for supporting Chelsea, actually. By us American fans. I feel like they did Pulisic very dirty, but that's neither here nor there. Yes, Ian, there is a chance that you might put some people off, but let me tell you, if you go through your life as an artist not putting some people off, you're never going to get anywhere. You can't please everybody. You honestly can't. As long as you stay away from politics and you remain Swiss neutral in that department, politics and religion, I think everything else is fair game. I think artists, photographers stand to gain way more by being slightly partisan in those types of things than anything else. Oh, you're an Arsenal fan. Okay, good man. Really like Kai Havertz. Didn't work out for him at Chelsea. I can't do this with you, Ian, because most artists and photographers, most Americans, period, don't even know what we're talking about, and artists and photographers especially. Although I want to, because I love talking about it all day long. Anyway, it's okay to be a little partisan, but you guys just ask yourself this question. What can I post this week that has absolutely nothing to do with my art? If I can't come to your Instagram profile and learn something about you other than the fact that you are an artist, okay, you've lost. And Angela's like, even if you eat pineapple on pizza, yes, 100% if you eat pineapple on pizza. You know, there's only two kinds of people. There are the people that like pineapple on pizza, and there are people that think it's an abomination, okay? You would then attract all the people that like pineapple on pizza, and then all the people that think it's an abomination, okay, would leave these comments. It would probably be one of your most shared posts, period, ever, Angela, ever, okay? And for the record, I like pineapple on pizza, but I don't go out of my way to order it. Anyway, it's okay to be a human being that has likes, okay, that are outside of you guys creating art all the time. But I'm telling you, I look at a ton of profiles, and when I do, more often than not, I see almost no photos of the artist, no photos of the photographer. Artists love hiding behind the canvas. Photographers love hiding behind the lens. I can't learn anything that makes you tick, that makes you interesting, that I might get bonded to you with. And no one ever talks about that. But it's so critically important, you guys. It's so critically important. You are not just trying to sell art, you are trying to sell yourself. And I'm not saying you have to be some cheesy salesperson, but give me something to work with. Give me something to work with. It's not just your art, okay? You got to give me something to work with. And when you do this, you're rewarded both ways. Again, it's two sides of the coin. One, Instagram is going to end up showing your posts to people that it would not ordinarily show your post to. That's a big win, number one. Number two, people are going to feel like you're a human being and get bonded to you. And I'm telling you, it happens with everything. It happens with anything and everything, right? Like, you know, Ian and I were just talking about soccer, right? Like he and I could bond over that. He and I could sit down, probably have the beer and get into it in 2 seconds because he decided to leave one line of a comment knowing that I love soccer. And now I know he loves soccer. We could be talking about that. So Ian and I are boys, right? Was it Ian? I thought it was Ian. I got a lot of names coming with it. It was Ian, yeah. So that's Ian and I, right? Well, imagine what you could potentially share. A vacation spot you like, an author you appreciate, a poet you appreciate, a meal that you like cooking, the fact that you're vegan, the fact that you like drinking, the fact that you're a teetotaler, whatever. Yes, I am also on the train. We should be calling it football, not soccer, but I'm an American, so by default that happens. But guys, everything will start changing if you guys just come out of your shell a little bit. And again, I'm making a blanket statement. Some of you guys are doing a great job on Instagram and you are sharing personal things, right? Which is so great, Just get the balance not to be 100% art. If it's 100% art, get to where you're 90-10. If you're at 90-10, the sweet spot is probably 80-20, 70-30, 60-40, somewhere in there. It honestly just is. And the more that you do that, it will increase your reach. You'll get more views on your reels. Your follower count will grow. But more important than all of those, you guys, your followers will start to feel like they're getting to know you. Okay. Like you guys have been podcasting for like 7 or 8 years. The sheer volume of emails that I get where people are like, oh yeah, I know Patrick, I have a huge relationship with him, I need to talk to him, that they like send to my team. All of that is because I have such a profound bond with my voice going over the airwaves into your earbuds, right? And it's like a profound thing when you see it. It's crazy. The same thing will happen if you guys just start sharing a little bit about what makes you guys tick, okay? That has nothing to do with your art. And every single solitary one of you, okay? Well, that's awesome. And then you and I are going to be able to talk about this. I've got one other guy on the inside. He's a Bayer Leverkusen fan, but you and I will talk about that later. Anyway, where was I with that? If I come to your profile, okay, it is a credit check. If you don't have a high quality profile photo of your smiling face, you've already lost. Ian, you've already lost. I can't tell if you've got one there or not. And then number two, if I can't learn something about you, okay, that tells me something that you do above and beyond just creating art, you've lost. We've got we've got something like 61 or 62 days, whatever it is, or 72 days, whatever it is. Less than that. It's like 45 days. 45 days until the start of Q4. There is plenty of time between now and then. And yeah, happy birthday to you, Barton. Between now and then to start shifting the balance of your Instagram post. And it is so easy. Just, you guys, please ask yourself this question. What is something that I can post this week on Instagram that has absolutely nothing to do with my art? That's it. That's it. That's it. It's not any harder than that. It's not any harder than that. Yeah. And I see this, you know, chapters from childhood. Do not ever share religion. Yes, I get that. And to a certain extent, I agree with that, because religion can be off-putting to a lot of people. But guess what? There's a lot of people that lean into religion. And guess what? Religion is a really powerful tribe. Okay. I go through this all the time with my content. If I'm not offending someone, then I'm saying nothing. That I'm just milk toast. I'm not going anywhere on anything, right? You know, and that's what it is. And Ian goes, "We got a photo from me from 10 years ago on my Instagram. Does that count?" No, that does not count. Okay. That does not count, Ian. You need more than that. You know, even show yourself in a gunner's kit. That's fine, right? Okay, chapters from childhood saying I missed the thirst comment. But if we're very religious and we're not afraid of sharing it, can we do that, right? Yes, you can. You can 100% do that, right? Like, you know, here's the thing. You can just be milk toast Switzerland across the board and not sell anything, or you can pick a side. Pick a side. Sometimes you have to pick a side, right? And when you pick a side, you find that there's a tribe of people that are on your side. And all of a sudden, these people just, boom, come in. Cheryl's asking a great question is, can you just do it on stories? I don't want personal stuff on reels and posts. No, you can't, Cheryl, because they're gone in 24 hours. And the reality is that I don't know if you were on at the beginning of it, but as human beings, when we're contemplating buying something, we go to Amazon and read the reviews. As human beings that are contemplating buying art, they immediately go to the Instagram profile and they're like, is this an artist on the up and up? And if it's just art and no personal stuff, you miss out. You miss out just a bunch, Cheryl. It hurts. It will hurt you. So it's absolutely got to be a window into something that you do. And look, every one of us, don't even get me started. I don't care where you live. I don't care what your circumstances are. You all have something going on that is interesting. And those little interesting things that you have that are not about your art all have tribes online associated with them, whether you know it or not. I don't care how niche you think your activity is. You're playing Magic the Gathering cards, right? You're in a chess club. You like growing vegetables. You're a furry. You dress up at Comic-Con. You ride a unicycle. It doesn't matter. When you post this stuff, you will be blown away what happens, because Instagram's algorithm is so good. It's like, oh my gosh, I recognize what's in this image. I know exactly the kind of people that like this kind of stuff, and then it will go show it to them, and you're going to end up attracting a bunch of new followers that you've never seen before. So no, you cannot do it, Cheryl, just in the stories. And this is one of the things that like infuriates me with the millennial generation, because I think I'm like right on the cutoff of being a millennial, but I'm not a millennial. It's like, they put so much time, energy, and effort into their stories, and the stories disappear in 24 hours, and then they're never seen again unless you save them in a story highlight. That's so counterproductive, because Instagram, you guys, is a party. It's a giant house party that has multiple rooms in it. Okay. And our job as artists, as photographers, as creatives, is we want our art hanging in all 4 rooms of the house all at the same time. Okay. What are the rooms of the house? Room number 1, okay, Instagram stories. Room number 2, okay, room number 2, the feed. That's where your posts go. That's where your carousels go. That's where your reels go. Number 3 is the reels, which is technically a separate room because it's a separate tab, right? And you could argue number 4 are your live broadcasts. I know everyone's terrified about doing live broadcasts. I've sort of given up on pushing it, but do not worry. It is not unprofessional. Okay. And that is not what's stopping you from getting into galleries. What's stopping you, Cheryl, from getting into galleries is not having enough Instagram followers. Because do you know what galleries give a crap about today? Nothing except the size of your social media following and your email list. Those are the artists they want, because they are lazy and they don't want to do any marketing. So the ones that get in are actually the ones that have the highest social media following, the biggest email list. And the only way that you're going to get there, okay, the only way you're going to get there, or how you're going to, it's not the only way. There's lots of ways to get there, but the way that you're going to get there quicker is if you give us a little window into what makes Cheryl Gamlin tick. What is she interested in? What does she like doing? So I'm going to, this is my warm-up session on all of this. I am going to start doing Instagram audits on here on a weekly basis. I am going to create a piece of software, okay, where you guys can submit your Instagram handles, and I will send you a free report with the way that I like to analyze it on what you're doing right, where you're missing, where you need some help, what that all looks like. I'll have that exposed in future videos and in the podcast. I'll make it so you can just you can just leave a comment on Instagram and it'll go right in and get one. So that'll be helpful. But this whole game is just getting ready for the buying season, you guys. And the buying season is coming, and it's coming very, very soon. And it's time to get things dialed in. And Russ, is it Russ? Russ, sorry, it's really hard to see on my screen, you guys. Russ, FY, I can't tell. I'm just going to call you Russ. You know who I'm talking about. You need a higher quality photo, and it needs to be of your face. There are rules on here. I didn't make them up. I'm just telling you what they are. Okay. We want to know who you are. It looks like your face is a picture of Albert Einstein. And if it is you, there's something wrong with the contrast, and I can just see. Like Amy Lee's, great. I can see her face. That looks good, right? Nomiel, it's so hard to Nomiel Sarah 520. I can see your face. That's great. Like human beings, you guys, human beings are wired to make buying decisions, and we like buying from people that we know, that we have a relationship with it. Yeah, okay, yeah. So Rusty, it's one of your paintings. It's got to be your face, dude. You've got to change it. And look, if you want to change it back after Q4 is over, I'm cool with that. Everybody can afford to be artsy the whole rest of the year. I don't think it's the right decision to do, but you can. But from now till we get through the buying season, for the love of God, can you all guys put a nice smiling photo of your faces on your Instagram profile? That is what I need you to do. Because again, human beings like buying things from other human beings they have things in common with. Okay. And if I don't even know what you look like, then you're just some faceless digital entity that, what do I care about? Like, I don't, right? So very, very important stuff. Please do tune in to more of these broadcasts coming up. Okay. I'm going to hammer these things, and I would promise I will do screen shares. I will grab some of you guys at random on these broadcasts, and I will break things down. Yes, Cheryl, your photo's great. I can see your smiling face. Perfect. And I'll put the screen share up where I dig in to what people's profiles are doing great, what people are missing on. I'll talk about what your bio needs to say, what your bio should say. Okay. We have so much to do to get ready for this buying season. I want all of you guys to win. Okay. And it's starting to do the steps. So my takeaway for all of you guys, aside from the profile photo, which is clear as day, you don't need to kill yourself thinking about this, you guys. What is something that I can post this week that has absolutely nothing to do with my art? Anything, guys, anything. And if you don't want to show your family, you don't have to show your family. If you want to show your family, show your family. If you don't want to show your neighborhood, don't show your neighborhood. If you want to show your neighborhood, great. Show your car. Give me something. Okay. Give me something that has nothing to do with your art. And what most of you guys are going to discover, okay? Yes, Lisa, you should. What most of you guys are going to discover is that the posts that have nothing to do with your art oftentimes get more engagement than the ones that do. And that's the game. The game is just to get engagement, get people to come to your profile and start checking out, oh, this person's an artist. Wow, they're kind of talented. I know what they look like. They posted a photo of a dog. I have a dog like that. They get bonded to you, and this is how the relationship starts. This is how they start wanting to see more and knowing more about who you are as an artist. So very, very important stuff. A ton more is going to come on Instagram. I've been doing, so look, Rich Works Art, I've been doing that. Did dog yoga in the woods with my Goldens, and also one recently about my chicken that I saved. So there you go. Trifecta right there. Yoga, dogs, Goldens, which is a subsect of dogs, and chickens. There's all kinds of people that are into all that, right? So that's how you win, you guys. Human beings are wired to make buying decisions from people they have things in common with, know, like, and trust. If you're just posting your art, it is very hard to establish know, like, and trust. And those are just the rules. It's human psychology. So more audits to come in the future. Appreciate all of you guys. Everybody have a wonderful rest of your day and evening.